Tapped in. Keep the credit, I'ma get it on the back end. Kick rocks, cutting corners, trying to cash in. We still outside, high as gas is. Watch them force you to EV. Tried to cut me out, but you need me. My value never shows up in the box score. A plus minus they never could have accounted for.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Got another banger for you on today. This is Raw Detroit. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and hit the word all so that you'll receive every notification that comes whenever we upload a video. And we're going to get straight into it, man. The Lions have another guy that they've been in contact with. Now, normally the Lions, how they do things, they bring in guys on the 30 for 30. And normally those guys that they bring in could be showcasing themselves to get an opportunity of employment with the Detroit Lions. Now, we know that the Lions normally pick from that 30 for 30, but sometimes they make an exception and they may go and grab other players. You know, they may surprise you. We don't know who the Lions are going to draft at 28th overall if they decide to stay there. We don't know if they're going to trade up. We don't know if they're going to move back. We don't know what the Lions are going to do, but Josiah Stewart has been a guy that has been in contact with the Detroit Lions for quite some time going through this draft process. All right, you guys, we're going to give a quick overview of Josiah Stewart. In 2024, his season stat goes, he had 33 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 8.5 sacks to go along with 2 forced fumbles. Now, he did come originally from Coastal Carolina, but he ended up hitting the transfer portal and going over to Michigan for the last 2 seasons. But if you want to look at his career stats, he has over 150 tackles to go along with 48 tackles for loss. And he has a career combined of 30 sacks, so he can get to the quarterback and he can produce. He has 3 PDs to go along in his whole entire career of 6 forced fumbles. So we see that Josiah Stewart is a guy that can get to the quarterback. All right, we're going to dig in a little bit more about Josiah Stewart so you can understand him as a player. Josiah Stewart has declared for the 2025 NFL Draft after 2 successful seasons playing with the Michigan Wolverines, showcasing his skills as a standout edge defender. He previously made a name for himself at Coastal Carolina, where he set a single-season record at the university as a 6'1", 240-pound. All right, you guys, we're going to do a little bit more digging in on Josiah Stewart. Josiah decided to declare for the 2025 NFL Draft after 2 successful seasons with the Michigan Wolverines, showcasing his skills as a standout edge defender. He previously made a name for himself at Coastal Carolina, where he set a single-season sack record. As a 6'1", 240-pound player, he is noted for his impressive speed and his ability to attack offensive tackles. His performance has positioned him as a notable prospect in this year's up-and-coming draft. We're going to go into his bio, and we're going to get to understand a little bit more about Josiah Stewart, because definitely, man, we know that the Detroit Lions got to find somebody that can get to the quarterback, somebody that's going to be a tandem with Aiden Hutchinson. So we're counting on Brad Holmes to be able to deliver and to be able to do his job. And I think that Brad will do his job. But at the same time, you have to hit on the guy that you draft. So that's going to be a major thing with us. Even when we had James Houston on the team a few years ago, James Houston, who was about the same size as Josiah Stewart, was able to get to the quarterback. But after he got injured, I don't know, man, his career derailed and he was never the same again. So definitely, just because the guy is a little bit smaller doesn't mean that he can't get to the quarterback. We know that James Houston was able to get to the quarterbacks. He got like 8 sacks in just a few amount of games. So anything is possible, guys. So you just got to have confidence in what Brad Holmes is cooking and what he's doing, because I've been waiting on him a long time. I know he's been cooking. That's all I've been hearing is that he's cooking, but I'm ready to eat, and I'm ready to fix my plate, and I'm ready to see what Brad Holmes is going to do, because initially, you know, what he does in this draft can set us back 2 years. If we don't get the right edge guy, it can set us back. And we don't want to be set back. We want a dude that can get to the quarterback and offer us that help. Now, that one thing about Josiah Stewart is he is able to get a pass rush, and he is able to stop in the run defense. he is pretty good at both of them, and he pursues really, really good from behind as well. So he, in the pursuit of tackles, he can catch the running back from behind as well. Now he's projected to go in the second late round, but you never know. He could be in the first round as a late pick. You never know. So we're gonna go into his draft profile bio so we can kind of understand the type of player that the Detroit Lions will be getting. Now, Josiah Stewart, from the Bronx street ball to the bright lights of the big house, Josiah Stewart's path to the NFL draft embodies the grit. There go that word again, grit. You know that the Detroit Lions love players that got the grit. You know that Brad Holmes loves the players that got the grit. Yeah, grit. We love it. That defines his game. The 6'1", 240-pound edge defender burst onto the college scene as a freshman at Coastal Carolina, shattering the program's single-season record with 12.5 quarterback takedowns. After earning the freshman All-American honors and dominating the Sun Belt for 2 seasons, Stewart took his talents to Ann Arbor, where he evolved from situational pass rusher to team captain for the national champion Wolverines. Stewart's 2-year stint at Michigan proved that he could hang with the elite competition, racking up 14 sacks and also having 21.5 tackles for loss while earning all Big Ten honors both seasons. His signature performance came in the 2024 Rose Bowl semifinal game against Alabama, where he terrorized the Crimson Tide's offensive line for 7 tackles and repeatedly forced their quarterback off his spot in crucial moments. And the quarterback at the time at Alabama, guys, was no other than Jalen Milroe. So that should be an eye-opener to a lot of people, because Jalen Milroe is a dual-threat quarterback. And if this kid can get to the quarterback, that's what we need, man. We need guys that can stop these mobile quarterbacks from running all over us. The Detroit Lions have failed at this for many years, not being able to stop mobile quarterbacks, and these guys just carve us up. And the last person to carve us up as a dual-threat quarterback was the rookie quarterback in Washington, Jake Daniels. And we don't want to have that. If we want to win a Super Bowl, we can't continue to have these quarterbacks just tearing us up. We can't continue to afford that. The former 3-star recruit, who played just 1.5 seasons of high school ball due to the COVID-19, had developed into one of the most polished pass rushers in this draft class. His production speaks volumes, over 30 career sacks to go along with 48 tackles for loss and consistent disruption against top-tier competition. Most impressively, Stewart's game took a significant leap in 2024, leading Michigan's defensive front with 13 tackles for loss and 8.5 sacks while earning second-team All-Big Ten honors. Now we're going to go into Josiah Stewart's strengths. An explosive first step causes instant problems for tackles, consistently winning at the edge. Masterful hand technician who sets up the rush with the Euro steps and stems, keeping blockers guessing with their deep arsenal of rips and swims and cross chops. So he does have an array of pass rush moves to be able to get to the quarterback. So he's not a one-dimensional type of guy. He figures out ways to get past these tackles and to get in the backfield to cause havoc, and also to be able to get to the quarterback and bring him down. Natural leverage player who plays with outstanding pad level, allowing him to get under bigger tackles pass despite lacking prototypical size. Elite motor, shows up consistently on film, routinely makes hustle plays 15 to 20 yards down the field, and racks up coverage sacks through pure determination. Sophisticated pass rush plan demonstrates high football IQ, consistently setting up counter moves and adapting mid-game when additional approach gets stymied. Surprisingly stout at the point of attack against tight ends, using natural leverage and compact frame to hold his ground better than size suggests. Quick processor who sniffs out screens and draws, showing an ability to quickly transition from rush to pursuit when plays develop away from him. Scheme versatility player who shown ability to play both standing up and hands in the dirt, while also displaying comfort dropping into shallow zones. So Josiah can do it all, man. He can put his hands in the dirt, he can stand up, and he can also drop back in coverage, and he will chase you 15 to 20 yards down the field. So that is very good, man. That's some great strengths to have in a player that's undersized like him. We know that another player that dominated in the NFL that was undersized, and that's Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is everybody can't be Aaron Donald, and I definitely know that, and I understand that. What Aaron Donald did was crazy, man. From being only about 6', 6'1", dominating those guys in the inside. Aaron Donald was a very, very strong man. And if this guy is strong and got the power like Aaron Donald at the edge, he's going to be a nightmare to a lot of people. So let's go and let's talk a little bit about Josiah Stewart's weakness. Undersized frame at 245, 6th percentile creates issues against power-oriented offensive tackles who can absorb his initial burst and reset anchors. Below average arm length at 32 3/4, limit abilities to consistently separate from blocks once offensive linemen latch on the proper technique. Struggles to maintain gap integrity against double teams down blocks and occasionally getting washed out of his run fit on power schemes. Limited ankle flexibility, which affects him in bending the corner at sharp angles, forcing him to take wider angles that gives quarterbacks time to step up. Can get over edgier as a rusher, occasionally running himself out of plays by getting too far upfield against mobile quarterbacks. So that's one thing that he has to work on as well, being able to make sure he pursues right and he doesn't overrun guys that are mobile with the football in their hands, especially the quarterback. And then we're gonna get into his backdrop as a player. His final stance is that I'm convinced he's going to make defensive coordinators look smart, man, on passing downs from day one. And Josiah Stewart is the type of player that you want on your team for pound. This dude can straight up bring it, and he can be one of the most dangerous pass rushers in the league, but we'll see.